I got there in late January, and I was so happy because it was so warm, and there were fruit trees everywhere, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is paradise. Kind of ghetto paradise, but paradise nonetheless. Because I was in one of the poorer parts of the San Fernando Valley. But I was just so full of greenie fire, and I was so excited to be doing everything. But I also remember falling asleep all the time in lessons, in the car, because I was in a trio when I first got there. And so every time we were in the car, my companions would look back and I'd be passed out in the back. And so they would always tease me about that. I remember just thinking how amazing everything was, and how many possibilities there were, how much potential each person we met had. And I was just sure that every person that we met was going to get baptized, and I was just dead set on it. And so I was like, oh, we can never let this person go. We have to stick with them until they get baptized, because I know it won't be very long. I thought it was really interesting, just kind of like how I was talking before about all the different cultures within the same area. Our area was only a mile by a mile and a half long, and about 3/4 of it was purely Hispanic. And then one little block was all Armenians, and then the bottom 2 blocks were all Jewish people. And so it was interesting because the Arcadia mission actually has Armenian missionaries. So we would just, if we ran into Armenians, then we didn't have anybody in our mission to refer them to, but we would get in contact with the other mission fairly frequently and try to get copies of the Book of Mormon or different pamphlets in Armenian so that we could pass them out if we ever ran into them, which we did often. But it was just so interesting to see how many nationalities were represented in a mile by a mile and a half. I love America. I've never been any place that's like that. It's really remarkable. So it gave me even though it felt like a different country, it gave me a greater appreciation for the United States and what a melting pot it is.